Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? I have a good video for you. We've got 3 clips to go over in which the usual suspects belonging to the usual far left organisation, radical organisations, with the usual abbreviations such as BLM and TIFA and the like, are essentially setting the entire West Coast ablaze. Now, there's been some kind of coordinated attack for X reason, for insert reason, in which cities from Los Angeles down in California all the way up to Portland, way up in Seattle, are being set ablaze. Fires are being set. So we've got these clips to watch, going over these people acting with complete disregard, complete impunity. We were told that this was only happening months ago because Donald Trump was in power and it was all his fault. Turns out appeasing these people has done nothing but empower them and give them a sense of invincibility. And finally, we have one more clip in which the Portland local authorities are pointing the finger and telling people what they can and cannot do in terms of having barbecues, whether you're allowed a barbecue or not, and so on and so on. It's just tone deaf, ridiculous nonsense, coming on the heels of the fact that Portland is on fire. But they're telling you, or they're trying to tell you, what size bonfire you're allowed to have, what size barbecue you're allowed to have, how many people you're allowed to turn up from how many households at your barbecue. Meanwhile, the Apple store, as you can see here, is on fire. Just tone-deaf insanity. So let's get into this. But if you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, share this video around to social media and to any normies, you know, friends, family, and the like. Only takes a few minutes to do that, and that would combat the crippling censorship and shadow banning independent commentary channels, including myself, are facing, big or small. Okay, let's go. Okay, so first clip is the fire raging at the Apple store in Portland. It was set ablaze by the usual suspects. So that's the store down there. You can see the people milling around completely unopposed. No police are stopping them from doing anything. The police feel crippled. The mob feels empowered. They've started another fire across here. Look, you can see the forklift in the warehouse there. And you can hear them whooping and chanting, saying, "Yeah!" This is all the more strange because Apple bent the knee, figuratively, literally, and financially, to Antifa and BLM. And they still come and burn them out. They bent the knee to them after they burnt them out the first time. They bend the knee in every way, including financially, and then they come and burn them out again for a second time. So let's go back, because as you can see and hear, they're whooping and chanting. And the people filming this up in the apartment blocks, they have to live here with this. But you could make the very good argument that they voted for it. And then they sit there and say, where is our leadership? Where is the leaders? Where are the local leaders? You voted. They told you they wanted to defund the police. The people you voted for told you they were going to do this. If you voted for the Republican, if Trump was still your president, and you had a local Republican in Portland and a state one in Seattle, you wouldn't be seeing this. Your stores and your houses wouldn't be on fire. So you can hear them whooping and chanting, celebrating, because this is the only thing that makes them happy. Seeing the property of other people being burnt out and destroyed is the only thing that makes them happy. That's why they're so animated and alive. They feel alive. Okay, we'll move on to the next clip. But first, I want to point out one more time, and I said this, but... excuse me. But I wanted to point out one more time that Apple bent the knee to BLM and Antifa after they burnt them out the first time. They burnt them out, and instead of standing up to the mob, this uncivilized vandal mob, they gave them money and power and privilege and influence and support. And then they come through and burn them out again. This is how the morale, people don't understand. We are in a culture war, and the culture war is heating up. It was cold for well over a decade. Culture war, people don't realise, actually started around a generation ago in the early 2000s. That's when the foundations were being put in place. Of course, it was all one-sided. The left, they were building up their war chest. The right were just stupid idiots who didn't even know what was happening until it was too late. But now the right understands there's a culture war, but it's too late, mostly because the left control the government, they control media, entertainment, big tech, news, well, alleged news, the broadcasting, we'll say. But it was still cold. Now the culture war is getting hot. And I don't mean that in just they're starting fires. I mean, it's actually actions taking place. And the morale of their forces, I suppose you could call them, BLM, Antifa and the like, their morale is sky high. The morale of cops, ordinary beat cops who go to work and then come home and raise their family in an ordinary way, their morale is rock bottom. That's why these people are acting the way they are. They know nobody will stop them. They know it. So this is what I mean about it being coordinated. This is in Los Angeles. So the clip you saw a minute ago was Portland, and there are many others, of course. But this seems to be coordinated. In my opinion, it's coordinated because on the same night as that was happening up at the northernmost extreme of the Pacific Northwest, down here on the West Coast in California, they're doing the same thing. And again, so here they are saying F capitalism and all that. This coming from the organisation whose Marxist leader, or one of their leaders, just bought 4 houses in areas with predominantly people that look like me. But F capitalism, yeah. So they're just smashing all of the windows of these privately owned businesses. They haven't got a care in the world. Take a look.
Backpack. The fuck is you talking about? Shut up! Put a mask on. Cover yourself, then, dumbass.
There you go. Starting fires. it seems to be a coordinated thing. There's clips all over Twitter from various cities across the West Coast. They're acting with impunity. This is being stoked by a mainstream media who, whenever there's a police shooting, you always see, and one of the worst ones on Twitter is The Hill. The Hill is one of the worst radical left propaganda outlets there is. Whenever there's a police shooting, they will deliberately hide certain key facts about it so it fits neatly into their narrative. They will force a square peg into a round hole, and when those unfortunate incidents do happen with the police shootings, they will then suddenly start spam posting, just repeat spam posting, very, what's the word, designed to get a reaction, very reactionary posts, very reactionary articles, digging up incidents that happened a year ago, 2, 3, 4, 10 years ago, because they want to get that anger up. Now ask yourself, why would a company that will tell you to their face they are all about the news, why would they be trying to get people angry when society is already a tinderbox? Why would they do that? Ask yourself. I think you know the answer. I certainly do. But I think you're smart enough, for those of you who are my regular viewers, you know who you are, I love you all, you know as well as I do. But here they are starting fires with impunity in multiple cities along the West Coast, and nobody stops them. Nobody does a thing. This is why their morale is so high. Because they know they could leave their house and they can go and do whatever they want to that shop over there, and nothing will happen. The police won't even show up, because the police are, their morale's in the gutter, because they haven't got the support anymore. And see, the thing is with the police, I like American police. I still support the American police. I back the blue in the United States. The Canadian police I really despise, because they keep siding with the woke left. The British police are the same. They keep siding with the woke left. They appease them, and I despise appeasers. And I hope the United States police don't go down the same way. But so long as the American police, demoraled as they are, continue to stick to their guns, I'll continue to support them. This is why Donald Trump was so beloved. Because he didn't appease. He didn't bow down. And the silent majority have been longing for a leader who refuses to bow down to the people who do this. Now, before we actually watch this clip, I want to read you this tweet that came with the clip. This is from Portland Fire and Rescue. This was last night. As everyone knows, that these fires are being set all over Portland, all the way down, even in Los Angeles, we're seeing fires being set on private property and businesses and the like, even out in the street, as we saw, like they set up their own impromptu roadblocks unopposed, and then they use fire as a roadblock. That sums up Antifa and BLM to a T. So whilst the people who are allowed to do all this unopposed set fires to everything, here is Portland Fire and Rescue, and they have this to say. Due to ongoing dry conditions and warming weather, the Multnomah Fire Defense Board has issued a burn ban. A burn ban for all of Multnomah County effective today, 14th of April 2021. This includes campfires, yard debris, and fire pits. Barbecuing is allowed, but please exercise extreme caution when you're barbecuing. Now, yes, I know that it's the 17th now here in Britain. All of this I'm showing you was filmed last night on the 16th, but as far as I'm aware, this burn ban is still in place, right? So I just want to get that out of the way in case you get any malcontents saying, well, this was 2 days ago. I know it was 2 days ago, but the burn ban, as far as I'm aware, is still in place. But that doesn't take away from the fact that your barbecue is being regulated, right? They're going to regulate you whilst you try and cook sausage in your own back garden. But the usual suspects are allowed to do their thing, burning down entire city blocks. Capitalist businesses, corporations, you know, the same corporations that fund them, that fund these radical leftist groups. It's a bizarre chain, isn't it? The groups, they burn down the big corporations' premises. The big corporations pay the money. This placates the groups until the money runs out and they want another house or another car. These trappings of capitalism, by the way, the very capitalist society they claim to hate, and then they'll just go and burn down the company again until they get another payment. And then they'll go and buy another house in a largely white area. Why they're trying to debate even reason with them, I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look at the clip from Multnomah, Portland Fire and Rescue.
The Multnomah Fire Defense Board has issued an outdoor burn ban in all areas of Multnomah County. This burn ban has been issued due to forecasted high temperatures, limited rainfall, and ongoing dry conditions. The burn ban includes recreational campfires, fire pits, yard debris, agricultural burning, and permits issued for open burning until further notice.
You notice it doesn't include the burning down of people's businesses and homes. Of course, I'm being hyperbolic there. They wouldn't want to put that in anyway because it's supposed to be a given, isn't it? But they do nothing. Portland Fire and Rescue are nowhere to be seen.
Outdoor barbecuing is still allowed. However, residents should exercise extreme caution. When using charcoal briquettes, please make sure that you dispose of these properly. In a container, away from combustibles, keep the ashes wet for a few days before properly disposing them.
You got to keep the ashes wet for like 3 days. They're burning down businesses in Portland right now. Yet Portland Fire and Rescue are too busy spying on you in your own back garden. Oh, he's cooking 3 sausages today. Yesterday he was cooking 2 burgers and 5 sausages.
Maintain at least 10 feet between outdoor cooking areas and anything combustible such as siding, fences, or shrubbery. Smokers are reminded to ensure their cigarettes are truly out and placed in proper receptacles.
And for some bizarre reason, they've got an actor who is dressed as a fireman, playing bagpipes, riding a unicycle. Portland is ruined, right? This is the template for what the left wants for all cities. They all want cities to be like this. It's like a cross between Cyberpunk and Blade Runner. It's just some weird futuristic dystopian nightmare where you get firemen playing bagpipes, riding a unicycle down the street to your house to make sure that you can't cook a barbecue. Sorry, I've got the hiccups. Meanwhile, Antifa are burning down every house and building they see.
And for those of you dressed like a firefighter, riding a unicycle while flames are coming out of your bagpipes, it's time to cool your jets, pal. Keep Portland weird, but keep it safe.
Keep Portland weird, but keep it safe. Why don't you stick your head up your own arse? Why don't you go and put the fires out? There are people that live in Portland still, believe it or not. Some of them, I have been told, are even still mildly sane. Maybe they want to live in peace and quiet. I don't know. But look, I had to show you this. As strange as the world is we live in now, I certainly hope that the morale of the attackers can decrease, the morale of the defenders can increase. That can only happen if you get behind them. I do still maintain that the United States police forces, some are good, some are bad, most are good I would say, but I still maintain that they are better than the police forces from other countries which have been cooked into submission. That's why I personally believe you should still, in the United States, back the blue. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of all this weird crap going on. Just speechless, really. If you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video around. Share it to social media. There's little icons down below. Facebook, Twitter, and the like. And share it with the normies as well, your friends and family. It only takes a few moments to do that, and it could really help us combat the crippling censorship and shadow banning we all find ourselves in, because they don't want you knowing any of this. They want to keep it quiet. They just want you to see the guy dressed as a firefighter riding a unicycle playing bagpipes. That's what they want you to focus on. They want you to focus on that with a big cheesy grin on your face, smiling and clapping at the firefighter on his unicycle. They don't want you focusing on the big fires in Portland. They want to distract you from all of that, you see. So if you can, share the video. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.